key levels, and we're going to be understanding exactly why the markets moved up and down the way they did, right? So we're going to be focusing on Tuesday of last week. So this is time of recording 18th of August. And we're going to be understanding how the market moves at key levels. And so why key levels are so important, and how you can improve your psychology is by simply understanding that the market will gravitate towards certain key levels and you want to trade only at those key levels. So if you were a trader like me many years ago, I used to suffer from hesitation and over trading. So what would happen to me is I would FOMO into positions and overtrade, and then when the actual A plus setup comes, I would miss it due to hesitation. So it was a constant cycle of FOMO and then hesitation. So overtrading and then hesitation, and then overtrading and as a hesitation. So the way I fixed this problem was by identifying key levels to trade from. That's step number one in the where, what, why sequence, right? That's step number one in the XXX model. So psychology can be fixed if you understand where to trade from. Okay, that's the first thing. So what makes a key level? So the short answer is order flow is what makes you want to buy or sell at a key level. But the long answer is understanding the interaction between buyers and sellers. And to understand this, we will focus on passive market participants, right? Passive market participants, right? So what are passive market participants? So we can see here we have our two key levels. So we have a bearish key level, or a supply zone, or a resistance area, whatever you want to call it, right? We're not going to be referring it, I prefer calling it either a supply area as the correct terminology, or a resistance area. I don't like using the word resistance because I think it's heavily over commercialized in the trading industry. It's not a breaker, it's not necessarily a fair value gap, although it kind of is. It's not so much a 2022 model or an OTE or anything like this. It is essentially a resistance or a supply area in the market, right? I like to call it a supply. There's more supply than demand, the price will move down. If there's more demand than supply, the price will move up. Now, it's your job to take that basic economic understanding and apply it to the charts. Now, why traders miss out, or why they blame their psychology for a lot of problems, is that they think that they need to rely on a pattern or an indicator to give them areas of supply or areas of demand, when in reality you need price action to do that. And we're going to be going over how to look for a key level, so where to trade from, what to look for, supply and demand, buyers and sellers, and why a supply forms and why a demand forms. Now, with that being said, so the pre-market game plan is where essentially the money is, right? The money is in the pre-market game plan. So there's a phrase I love that's been reiterated in my mind over the years. It's understanding that